Drag Queen of the Week. I am here today with Wan'gu Chafuwa. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Lovely
stuff.
stuff.
Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. Now, for the ladies and gents out in the world there listening who don't know much about you, where do you usually hang around in the village? What are your usual haunts?
Where am I usual haunts? I think you'll normally find me at Cruise. Normally I spend a lot of time there. That's where I performed. But yeah, I spend a lot of time at Cruise and then normally end up in like Void or Morning Glory or something.
Until the wee small hours.
Yeah, the wee small hours.
Lovely stuff. So, going back, what's your sort of earliest memory of drag? When were you first aware of drag as a concept or as a thing? As
a thing? Oh, God. I think it was around 3 years ago now.
Okay.
And it's a bit of a weird story, actually. I was on the way to see my friend Jack in Altrincham, and then I just got talking to this guy on the bus to Altrincham, and he told me about this club called Bollocks, and he was like, oh, you should definitely go down. And then just started going to this club, which was held in Legends.
R.I.P. Legends.
R.I.P. I know, and I think that's when I first got, had like an awareness of drag, got like properly. And
so a chap on a bus.
yeah, lovely Patrick Baston that was. Yeah,
spreading the drag vibes out there.
Yeah, that's how I ended up partying in Legends and meeting all the drag queens who, like, I still party with today.
Very nice. So when did you first get into drag yourself? When did you sort of dip your toe into the warm waters of makeup and glitter and all that jazz?
Well, I was thinking about it, and I think my first actual drag performance was probably when I was 12 or 13.
Okay.
12 or 13-year-old me at my Catholic high school.
Oh.
And I've looked back at the video, and I'm wearing like a blonde wig, like a little mini skirt, and thinking, like, screaming along to Leon Lewis' Bleeding Love. Then I rip off my mini skirt, and then I pour ketchup all over myself.
As you do.
Like, I was very energetic. And then look back at it and I was like, oh my god, I've been a drag queen for a lot longer than thought. And then,
yeah. I suppose when you're in Catholic school, they don't really sort of make you aware of drag queens or anything like that, do they?
No, but my drag style hasn't really changed since then.
Still with the ketchup?
Maybe not with ketchup, just some form of liquid being injected over me, and very angsty, and yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Very nice. So, what or who would you consider your main influences when it comes to drag?
Ooh.
Can be a tough one, because a lot of people I've spoken to haven't really known someone has been an influence until they've looked back on it afterwards and thought, oh yeah, it was so-and-so who really influenced this, Susie Sue or David Bowie, that kind of thing.
I don't think I could think of just like a influence. I've never really thought of it at all.
Has it all sort of flowed quite naturally?
Yeah, it's been quite like an organic experience. I suppose I've definitely been heavily influenced by the Manchester drag community, by seeing what they're doing, and then I get quite a lot of like inspiration from like fashion and I was flipping through Vogues and that sort of thing and seeing these like haute couture masterpieces and I think that's
I can do that.
Well, but not quite. But I think that's the drama of those like runway shows like Galliano. I think Mugler. I think I like that theatricality. That's what's always inspired me.
That's what you're aiming for, the big, grand, glamorous drag.
Oh, never quite getting there. I never actually do it, but like but I'd like to think that that's me when I'm tottering along in like in a piece of fabric draped around me. I think I like to think I'm some sort of haute couture masterpiece.
Nice. Do you or have you at the moment got a drag mother?
Grace is your
drag mother.
Is my drag mother. Yeah.
I bet she's a wonderful drag mother.
Yeah, she is. She actually, I think she's more than just like a drag mother. She's just she's fabulous. I love my Grace. I think
has she been good with advice? Is there anything that you've taken on board like more than anything else?
She tells me to eat my greens quite a lot. Like, that's the main piece of advice. Like, nutritional advice. I get a lot of nutritional advice from Grace. She tells me not to be silly. I think I remember the moment we discovered that she was my drag mother was we went on a night out and I got hideously drunk, and then she carted me off back to her flat, and then she's like, "I'm your mother, aren't I?" And she was like tucking me in, and I was like,
yes,
trying not to vomit. And I was like, yeah, this is a nice moment.
Oh, bless her heart. So, has your look changed much over time?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. I'll flick through the pictures and I will go, oh dear Lord, did I really wear that?
Is it does it change much through experimentation, or is it just because you like changing it quite often?
I think it's just experimentation. I just quite like doing different things. It's not a case of I have a look which I do all the time. I like to do different things. I like to experiment with different things. Do a lot of nudity, I suppose.
That's not really an outfit, though, is it?
An absence of clothes is one of my favourite looks.
Nice. So my next question was going to be, how long does it normally take to get ready for an event? But if you're not wearing much, then
still a hideously long time. You'd be surprised.
What's the average, do you reckon? A few hours? A few months?
I suppose it depends. If I'm just like a more casual night, maybe like 2.5 hours.
Okay.
But I remember I was hosting Off the Hook last month, and started getting it ready at 5, and it was still a squeeze to be in the taxi by 10.
Good grief!
But I do and ah quite a lot. I do enjoy the process of getting ready, like drinking a bit of wine, like trying to find everything. Very floaty. I'm very floaty when getting ready.
So it might take 2.5 hours, but in amongst that 2.5 hours, you've got other things you're doing.
Yeah, I'm listening to Kate Bush and like looking in my mirror and like
good choice. Yeah.
Like minding along. I'm like, yeah, it's a fun like 2.5 hours.
Nice.
I probably could get ready in half an hour, but
what's the fun in that?
Where is the fun? Exactly.
I was talking to a drag queen a while ago, and she said that she got ready and then was just sat around like, oh, that was half an hour. What am I going to do for the next 2 hours? Just sat around in drag making dinner.
Yeah, like drag is not functional. You just don't know. Like if I'm like ready half an hour before I need to ring my taxi, I will just sort of like wander around and just like don't know what to do. I've put my heels on now. Don't want to take them off. I'm in the mode.
I'm in the zone. I can't do anything else apart from perform now.
Yeah, I pace. I'm a pacer. If I'm ready for my taxis, like I pace like frantically.
Do you run grooves into the floor?
Yeah, there's probably like a patch of carpet which has been like worn down to the thread because of being early.
Dear oh me.
I'm never early, ever.
So carpet's fine then. It shouldn't be too worn.
Yeah, no.
Nice. So where can you often be found like in the upcoming months? Where can people go to see you? Is there anything particularly event-wise that's going on?
Off the Hook. I'm really excited about Off the Hook. Me and Greg have been like thinking about some ideas for Off the Hook, and I think it's going to be like a really fun night over the next few months. Of course, I'll always be at Cha Cha Boudoir, like normally sat on the sink, like, hi, how are you?
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
So for listeners who don't know, tell us a little bit about Off the Hook.
Off the Hook is a award-winning, gay but inclusive
open and friendly.
R&B night held at Crack Gallery in the Northern Quarter. It's a really fun night. I think we play some like old school, slower R&B for like the first hour or so, and then I'll perform, and then the party gets a bit livelier. It's a really fun night.
Very nice. And is it regular? Is it monthly or?
Or
is it whenever you fancy?
Whenever we fancy, really.
Nice.
Like we had a party not this month, the month before. Then we had a party in London.
Okay.
This month, and then it's back at Crack Gallery next month.
How was that taking the event down south? Was it?
I didn't go.
Oh no.
No, it was busy.
Oh, that's rubbish.
But I've heard good things about the night in London. I heard it was like really high energy, loads of fun at Vogue Fabrics. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans to take it elsewhere around the country then?
I don't know. Wherever will have us. If you want us, take us.
Nice. You heard it here first. They're open for offers.
Yeah.
Nice. What's your opinion of the drag scene generally? I mean, do you think it's growing, or is it,
I think not only is it growing, but it's becoming a lot more. It's becoming a lot better at what it does. I've just been like looking around, and the amount of talent has just really improved. People really going all out. The makeup has like improved massively. It's like a visual feast when you go out. People really taking it to the next level in Manchester. I think it's beautiful.
They're putting out all the stops.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And to finish up with, if you were to be someone's drag mother, what advice would you give them?
I teach them how to tuck. First of all, because when I first started doing drag, I was just like, so what are you supposed to do? Like, where does it all go? And over Pride, I was doing my tech run for the performance, and it kind of just all like slipped out, and then I was doing quite like an ethereal performance, so I was just like, and then I was like noticing quite like a few shock looks, and I was like, oh my god, I'm really touching and moving them, and then I remember coming off stage, and I remember Sheila Blige was just like, oh, come over here, Wan'gu, and she's like, go to the toilet and sort that all out. And then I looked down and there was my penis.
Oh dear.
Yay!
For all to see.
For all to see. And then Grace was just like, Wan'gu, this is what you do, and I've never had an issue since.
Fantastic. Well, the all-important tuck.
Yeah, the
lovely
tuck.
stuff. Well, Wan'gu, thank you very much indeed for coming down today.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. See you again soon. Drag Queen of the Week.